Hey guys, on today's video we'll be looking at quadratic equations. And so quadratic equations, they are equations with their first coefficient or their first x having a square. So anytime you see a set of an algebra equation with x having a square, so that is termed quadratic equation. And we have a general formula for quadratic equation, which I'm going to write on the board right now. So we have ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So this is our general formula for quadratic. So let's just take that on board. So now we have a problem on the board which says x squared plus 11x plus 18 equals 0. So most of you have done quadratic equation before, but if you are looking at this kind of quadratic equation, the first thing that comes to your mind is first look for the coefficient, then start factorizing. But on this video I'll be teaching you a very easier way of solving factorization method on quadratic equation. So the first thing you have to do is look at your x, your quadratic term. So this is also called quadratic term. So you look at your quadratic term, whether it has a coefficient that is greater than 1. So we have x squared, so there's a 1 here, showing that this is a 1, so it is not greater than 1. So making our question very easy. Then after you check that, then you look at your sum or your coefficient of x, which is also called the sum result. So I call it sum result. So first thing you have to do to solve this question is to think of two factors which you will add together to give you 11x. To give you 11, sorry, and then when you multiply them, it will give you 18. So those two factors are 9 and 2. So 9 plus 2 is 11, and 9 times 2 is 18. So the next thing you have to do is to bring out your x plus your first coefficient, which is 9, into a bracket, and then your second coefficient, which is 2. Then we have equals to what? 0. Then the next thing you need to do is to you have to change your sign of your factors. You change the sign of your factors. You make x show the formula and change the sign of the factors. Let me show you what I'm saying. So you write x equals to minus what? 9. So this is your first root. This is called the root of the quadratic equation. This is your first root. Now second root will be and x equals to what? Minus 2. So what I did is I make x show the formula, and then I brought my factor to the other side of this equality sign, giving me x equals to minus 9 and x equals to minus 2. So let's take another question. We have u squared plus 5u equals to 34. So we have u squared plus 5u equals 34. So the first thing we have to do again, check whether our quadratic term is having a coefficient greater than 1. So this quadratic term u squared is not having a coefficient greater than 1. So making our equation very easy. But if you take good look at this problem, you see that this 34 is out. It is on the right side of the equality sign, and then all our quadratic equation always have the normal number at the left side of the equality sign. So what we need to do is bring this 34 right here. Then we have u squared plus 5u minus 34 equals what? 0. So now we now have our normal quadratic equation. So what are the coefficients that will give you these numbers? We have 17 and minus 2. So 17 and minus 2. Sorry, this is a 15. It's a 15. So we have 17 and minus 2. So what number will we add together to give us 15, which is plus 17 and minus 2? If you add 17 and minus 2, you get 15, and then if you multiply them, you get minus 34. So let's put that into the bracket as we did this. So we have u plus 17 and u minus 2 equals 0. So now let's make our use of the formula and take our factors to the other side. So we have u equals to minus 17 and u